Hey everybody!
Yo. What's up?
We are in this building here. This is the brand new business building, or rather a virtual recreation of it. And it's the newest building on campus, all for us. Here's the view.
You know what the fuck it is. Hey, ditch out for Harambe.
Nice.
Ditch out for Harambe, you know what the fuck it is. Hey, ditch out for Harambe.
Oh my god. That actually has consumed my life throughout all of band camp. Harambe is what's kept me alive. Just thought I'd show you all how cool it is that we get these like private study rooms. Check this out. Woohoo. Oh yeah. And you like reserve it with your ID right here. So right now I have it reserved. I'm reading a book for my class about blockbusters and the marketing of them and taking some rad notes, even though I wasn't told to because I'm an A student. Not really. I used to be though, so I still have that instinct in me.
Can you hear it?
Or take them out of here. Taylor. I don't know if it made it any louder or not. I don't think it made that any louder than if you just held it.
Alright. Defeat.
Connectivity at its finest.
If you want to go, I'll take you back one day. 'Cause this isn't Paris, and this isn't London, and it's not Berlin, and it's not Hong Kong, not Tokyo. If you want to go.
Hey everyone, it's the following morning and I thought I'd show you a little bit of like real college life. This is me packing my lunch so I don't have to buy it on campus for way more than it's worth. My main dish with some protein is greens, beans, and rice from Trader Joe's, which is microwavable since like you're not gonna be able to actually cook anything. On the side, I got some Skinny Pop popcorn for some nibblies, a little bit of sweet with these Trader Joe's cinnamon cookies, but they're not like super fatty. Grapes and applesauce for my fruit, and then for breakfast I always do some yogurt with granola on top. There we go. It's all set and packed. Now I'm headed off to my 8 a.m. class, which is operations, or the class I was working on last night with Austin in that study room. And yes, we did sign up for this class together because I knew I would need his help eventually. How was that class for you?
It was good. I took 3 lines of notes.
And I took an entire couple pages. And now we're going to the next class. We don't have together. We're in the same building because we're cute as hell and our schedules line up. Yeah! Yee!
There will never be another like you, baby. You will never have to worry about my love. There will never be another like you, baby. You will never have to worry about my love. The rhyme goes, everybody knows, a king, a queen, a home. Look at how it flows.
As you can tell by that time-lapse clip, it is Wednesday now. It's Wednesday morning, and I thought I'd film this clip on my bed because I really nicely made it, and I can just tell you guys that my room environment gets me so hyped. Like, look at these new geometric copper shapes I put up there. It's so important to have a space that reflects like where you want to be and what makes you happy, and that's why I'm going to be putting up a video on my main channel with Society 6. Fair warning, like it is a sponsored video, but I've used Society 6 on my room before. My laptop case is from there and one of my phone cases is from there, so one of my earliest videos is about them before they even wanted to sponsor me, so it's kind of cool that I've gotten to the point where like they are open to sponsoring me. But I'll be making a video about how to decorate your dorm to become an environment that you like love being in this much, and you can, you know, pick out some cool pillows and throw blankets and duvets and everything, and that'll be fun. I promised you all in last week's vlog that I would talk about my courses this semester since I'm really psyched about them. The one thing I wish I could change about my vlogging on this channel is that I wish I could could show you more of my academic life. It's just a really, really hard part of my life to show on camera, much like it's hard to film when I'm playing trumpet, and like that's the most exciting part of band. So I actually did try to film in class once, but because it's my life, something real funky happened. I tried to film a clip of my OT class, my occupational therapy class, because I love that professor and she helped me a lot with my grieving process, as well as just like with stress in general, like stress relief and like, you know, changing your environment to have a good lifestyle, what I was just talking about. And so I wanted to film a quick clip for you all, so I did so like really covertly, like under my desk, like filmed it like this so that she couldn't see, but I could get the clip. And it's actually against course policy to film in class. Oh, sorry. Basically, as I was saying, I was filming her without her consent, and what happened was someone else that was in one of her classes actually watched my vlogs and told Kim about it in her office hours. And so she then watched my vlog, saw the really awkward part where I was filming her and put that in the vlog, and later when I went to go talk to her, she brought it up and like she knew all about my YouTube channel and everything. So it was really, really uncomfortable. Like if that could happen to anyone, it would have been her and it would have been fine, but I do not want that to happen again. So like I really won't be filming the lecture part of my classes. Let me know if any of you can identify with this, but one of my main problems with media and entertainment in general is like when you're watching Pretty Little Liars, they're all in high school, or at least they were all in high school, yet you never see them working on anything. And like that's not a realistic expectation. Like you don't have 8 hours after school every day to do nothing. Like you have extracurriculars, you have homework to do, you have stuff to prep for. And so I love that on YouTube I get to show you like those boring parts of my life, because I don't want you all to have unrealistic expectations of what academic life should be like. So whether you're in high school or whether you've moved on to college, there is gonna be a huge chunk, like 60% of your time, where you're not doing fun things like going out to Dodgers games and having movie nights and having those really relaxing fun things. Like you are gonna have to put your nose to the grindstone and just get through work, and it's not fun. And that's why I make a lot of videos on my main channel about how to kind of tackle those things, because I think those are things no one really like wants to end up doing in college. But it's important to recognize that if you're working a lot and you feel really stressed out about how much work you're doing, at least bare minimum know that like you are doing work and you're not alone. Like everyone else is doing work, despite the fact that you might not see YouTubers represent it that way. At the core of my message here, if I've been rambling, is that media and videos in general tend to place less emphasis on school, and I want to make sure you find school meaningful to you and find some part of the class time or the study time that becomes a fulfilling part for you. So here's a little bit about what I'm taking this semester at USC, and I'm actually about to meet with my advisor in about an hour, or shoot, like half an hour, I better get going soon, about just fulfilling my graduation requirements, making sure I'm on track to still graduate that year early. If you watch the main channel video about that, I don't have class on Mondays. All of my class lined up on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so like legitimately I could only be taking class on Tuesdays and Thursdays this semester and I would be totally fine. But here's what my Tuesdays and Thursdays look like. So I chose my first class at 8 a.m., which is my business operations class, and in Marshall you take a core of business, like marketing, finance, accounting, communications, all of that, a core of it, and then you can take electives. So the operations one is like my last one of my 3 core classes, so it's really, really hard. It's a curved class like all the Marshall classes are, so that means like not everyone could get an A. It's curved to a B, so like most of us are gonna get a B, and then a few of us will get above that. So like it's a really, really difficult class. But fortunately, Austin was able to sign up for the same section with me, so we'll be able to work on our group project together with another girl that we know from our freshman year China trip. He is so articulate and driven and well spoken in class, and I'm just so impressed by him. I love taking classes with him because he's just such a different person than he usually is goofily like on these vlogs. He's a very, very intelligent, astute, and just mindful individual in class, and I love taking at least one class with him for that reason, because I love seeing that side of him. So that's my first class in the morning, and yes, I chose it at 8 a.m. because I personally do my work best from 8 a.m. to about 1 p.m. That's my biologically most productive time, which is a concept I'll cover in a main channel video later. And I know I advocate always to take like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. classes, but if that truly isn't your most productive time, like don't have to do that. That's a fallacy that I kind of have put out on my YouTube channel, but personally I think 8 a.m.s work the best for me because I end up with more time at the end of the day, which is what you want to feel like. So I take that class for 2 hours in one of the business buildings. Then Austin and I walk over to the newest building on campus, the new business building, and there I take 2 business electives. So I'm finally at the part in my business career where I can take electives in business. So So you can take an elective on finance or entrepreneurship or marketing, communications, business organization and leadership, and like you can take whatever you want. So my first one is a brand new class developed by the professor himself, and this professor was so well highlighted by 2 tour guide friends that graduated. So I thought, like, what better to take this class beyond the professor that I would have taken the class with anyway. The course material is really cool. It's all about marketing blockbusters and the Hollywood entertainment industry and like how to set up the marketing plans for that. And since my dream job is to be at Disney, or at least in some vein like that, I thought it would be helpful to have some marketing knowledge in the entertainment industry. And regardless, like being at USC, you should take some entertainment driven or related class, and this one worked perfectly because I actually get to know the inner workings and infrastructure of what it's like to be in the marketing arena. And he's also bringing in like 3 executives from Disney, someone from Netflix, someone from I think like Sony. So he's bringing in people that have been on the job that I could talk to and hear about their career path. So that is the next 2 hours of the day. And then the final 2 hours of the day, I'm actually in the same exact room as that marketing class, which is so nice. So I just sit there and eat my little snack. And then my other professor comes in, and this is like the holy grail for me. Like this is the class that like is exactly what I push and what I love to learn about. It's MOR 451, or decision making. So it's essentially behavioral economics. And my professor got her degree in social psychology. And so every single day we just talk about the way that the human brain makes decisions, the way consumers make decisions, a lot of stuff that I read about in Freakonomics, or the new book I'm reading, Switch by Chip and Dan Heath, like how to change your behavior, how to make sure people choose the right option on surveys, like how to kind of like influence these people's decision on a personal level, on a corporate level, on a relationship level. We talk a lot about hindsight bias, where if you look back at an event, like you look back at a test you took after you got the answers back, you're so much more likely to say like, yeah, of course I got that question wrong. I don't know why I ever did that. We also look at the availability heuristic. It's the reason that a lot of us think we're more likely to be killed by a shark than an elephant, when in reality the numbers are staggeringly weighted towards elephants. But because we don't hear about elephant attacks since they're in general regions that news outlets aren't frequented, we don't bring those ideas to mind. Those aren't images that come to our mind and examples that come to our mind. So it's the antithesis of what I want to do going out of college. I just haven't found a way to manifest that. And so I went into my professor's office hours, a key tip for you all in college, and she might set me up with some research, which could be really cool. But she herself recommended a couple of consulting firms that like kind of employ that sort of logic. So that is my like 3rd class of the day, and that ends up usually ending between 1:30 and 2 p.m. So I take a block of class, which is 12 units from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then I'm done. So at that point, I get to eat the rest of my lunch. I usually go to the tour guide office because I have marching band practice at 3:45. So I have from 2 to about 3:30 to like mingle around and like do whatever and get some work done or answer some emails. And then from 3:45 to 5:45 or about 6 p.m. I have band practice. So basically, if you're looking at my Tuesday, it goes from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., which sounds crazy, but that's how I wanted to run my life, and it's worked out really, really well because I'm genuinely engaged with all of those courses, and I love having marching band practice to look forward to at the end of the day. And then from 6 onwards, it's just my time to do whatever. Wednesdays I don't have class, but I have meetings for all my clubs that I'm in from like 5 to 9. So those take up a bunch of time, but my like morning and mid-afternoon is free. Thursdays is the same schedule, plus one more class in the evening, which is from 6:30 to 9:30 about. I'm taking this class with Anne-Marie, who might talk about it on her vlog channel, but it's called Personal Branding. It's in the PR department, so I'm taking a class outside of the business school. It's in the Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism, but it's in public relations. And the professor is the brain behind the Dove Real Beauty campaign. So she is the one that thought up that whole campaign with female empowerment. She's the one that was consulted on the new the Barbie prototype, like the new style of hair and body type and skin tone and everything. She was consulted on that. She's an incredible asset, and it's all about developing your personal brand, knowing that what's meaningful to you, knowing about how to talk about yourself, knowing what you value and who you're about basically, and then also applying that to like your professional and familial and relationships and all of that sort of stuff. So again, something immensely applicable. I absolutely love this class, and literally it's like 12 to 15 people in that entire room. Like, it's so intimate and so cool. My Mondays and my Fridays I'm working in the admission center as a tour guide, but Friday I also stuck in one last class just because I love the professor. It's the same occupational therapy professor, but this time it's creativity workshop. We're working on how to find that creativity that's inside all of us, because if you express yourself creatively on a daily or weekly basis, that gives your brain and your mind and your soul just a little bit more room to breathe, and that'll allow you to be more productive and more driven in other areas of your life if you have that creative outlet, if that makes any sense. So that's only a 2-unit class, just a random elective, and I'm taking that with my roommate Talene as well as a couple other friends. So it's, again, literally like 9 people in that class. It's insane, and so I am so fulfilled. I'm taking 18 units, which is like the full amount, but I've taken that every single semester, not because I have to, because I want to get that full value out of my parents' tuition money since it covers 18 units. So I know I've been talking for a long time about this, but I did want to make sure this was a chunky clip because I am traveling starting tomorrow morning at 5:20 a.m. to Dallas to play Alabama Sucks in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. So I'll be traveling there. There's gonna be a whole vlog dedicated to that, maybe 2 depending on how much footage I get, since it is gonna be an incredible trip. So I wanna make sure this vlog had a good portion to it. And I also do know that some of you value when I talk about my more school-related life. I'm sorry if this wasn't the vlog you were expecting, but I am happy that I was able to put this out here. So now whenever you're watching one of my vlogs and you see it's a Tuesday or a Thursday, know that like I am vlogging between class or during class or like after class. If it's a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, I'm likely either working in the tour guide office or Jay chillin' or at club meetings. So that way you kind of know like my basic framework for how my life's working here. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time, and Catherine out.
Make some love that